Okay, I gotta set this song up.
All right, you gotta set it up.
I definitely want to set this song up. I made a mistake 2 weeks ago and didn't set the song up.
Okay, we're setting the song up. Do we want a drummer on the song?
Well, I just want to tell anybody my age, but in
Okay.
1971, I moved to Palm Springs and I got a job in a jewelry store as the manager because I grew up in the jewelry business and my dad was very willing to give me that title. And I worked there until 73. And my buddy Richard, who was down the street working for his uncle at the shoe store. And in 1973, things started to happen. And what really happened was Indian jewelry became very popular. And I started carrying it in the store. My dad didn't like it, but I carried it anyway. And we were selling it, and I was buying more, and we were selling more. And then one day, my life was to be changed forever. And that was this old couple walked in the store. I'm sure they're younger than I am now, but they walked in the store and she asked me if I did any trading. And I said, what'd you have in mind? And she pulls out of her purse this beautiful Indian jewelry cigarette box made out of coin silver when they used to take silver dollars and pound them flat. And on the top of the box was this, had to be 100 carats easy, Morenci turquoise. And it was beautiful. And I said, well, look around. And she sees a ring and she says, well, let me try the ring on. She says, I like that. And I saw that the ring cost me 125. So I traded her. I had no idea what the box was worth, but I marked it $700 and put it in the window. My dad came down to check on the store and he's out and he comes back in the store. He's looking at the window to see how I'm doing. He said, Sammy, what's that box in the window? I said, Dad, that's a beautiful Indian jewelry cigarette box. He said, you bought that? How much you paid for it? I said, $125. You paid up. So I ran back and got my checkbook and I wrote a check for $125 and I gave it to him. He was happy and I said, now that it's mine, can I put it in the window? He said, sure. I marked it $700 and a couple days later, this Indian trader comes in. He says, is that box like $1,700? I said, man, you're good. How'd you know? So I changed the price. A couple weeks after that, guy comes in and says, that's got to be, well, what, 2,300? I said, man, amazing. I finally had it at $2,700. And at the time, to put it in perspective, I was making $1,000 a month. I went out to lunch. When I came back, Bernice handed me an envelope with $2,700 bills in it. It was more money than I had in my life. I had a couple of grand I saved up. I called my dad up and I said, Dad, it's November. I'm going to stay through Christmas, but I'm leaving the jewelry business. He said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going on the road. I'm going to find the source of Indian jewelry. I'm going to travel around the country and sell it. I told Richard I was leaving town. He said, take me with you. I said, have you got any money? He said, I got $2,000. Okay, we had $6,500. I had a couple of grand besides that. So we took off on January 1st and we fumbled around for a couple of weeks. Then things started to get real hot. We made it all the way to Atlanta, Georgia, and had an amazing weekend in Atlanta. And we thought, well, let's go to Tennessee. Anybody see the movie Deliverance? We were in the backwoods of Tennessee, driving along on a one-lane highway each way. And this is a story that happened. Give me a second to get in tune because I'm really hard of hearing. Down the backwoods, sunset and low, while they have me with California's soul. Selling in the jewelry swap meets full of dreams. Pictures in the window, so it seemed on Tennessee night. A story to tell, stopped by long near a one-horse motel. Sirens screamed loud, the light flashed by. In the depth of Tennessee, he was hiding outside. 9 to 5 on his radar, but we were doing 73. Said I need you boys to follow me. Sheriff wants to see you talk about bail. It was $50 an hour, spend the night in jail on a Tennessee night. Story to tell, stop by long near a one-horse motel. Sirens scream loud, light flash by. In the dead of Tennessee, we weren't looking for a fight. My buddy whispered softly, don't say a word. One empty jail cell looking absurd. We just gotta split and get to the car and put the pedal to the metal, rubber to the tar on a Tennessee night. Story to tell, stop by long near a one-horse motel. Sirens scream loud, light flash by, and in the depth of Tennessee, things just weren't right. I reached in my pocket and pulled out a bill. Lucky that the sheriff and cop had it filled. Had no idea that we had more, so we asked for direction, headed for the door on a Tennessee night. Story to tell, stop by long near a one-horse motel. The sirens screamed loud, the light flashed by. In the desert of Tennessee, things were just so white. I often think how lucky we've been that stogie smoking sheriff never had to look in. $50 bill never made me mad, 'cause he never was curious about what we had. 30 grand in jewels, 3 guns in the back, 3 ounces of trouble, but we stayed on track. 10 grand in my pocket, just a cup of fool. Dancing with danger, breaking all the rules on a Tennessee night. Story to tell, stop by long near a one-horse motel. The sirens scream loud, the light flashed by. We were leaving Tennessee and I was ditching for life.
Woo! Ow! Thank you, Sam. That was an incredible story, an incredible song. We're going to keep rolling along. We have one more performer tonight, but everyone give it up for Sam coming up here, waiting so patiently.
That was a great
Thank
setup.
you.
That was fantastic.